Views from outside. Across the water edition. Racer Pink Air Tech Challenge. Pink archive shorts from last year. Hot lava inspired Seattle Mariners. Gray and pink after dark archive t-shirt. Yo, y'all gonna see this t-shirt in the video. I want to know how many of y'all used to watch the little squiggly line TV and then hurry up and change when your parents come in the room. When you see the back of this t-shirt, you know exactly why I said that. But yo, I'm so happy that these shits are sitting. I like instant gratification. So if something get on these shits or they start looking a little too dingy, I could just walk right in the store and get another pair. Especially knowing that they're going to be discounted. They already discounted certain places, but yo, I don't always want to go online and have to order a sneaker and wait for this shit to come. You got to be premeditated with your fits. Like that shit is a little bit too much sometimes. Some days you just want to be able to go in there and buy some shit because you got to go to a cookout or you got to go to a block party or you got a date with something new or you just want something new. Y'all, I want to know in the comments how many of y'all scored on the raffles for the Air Max 95s yesterday. Neons, foam pink, or the mandarin orange. I struck out, which led to me deleting the apps. Yeah, it's over. The apps with the raffles and all that shit is quiet for me with that shit. I'm not saying it's a bad thing or I'm not trying to discourage people to do that shit, but it don't work out for me. I'd rather take my chances in the great outdoors of making some shit happen. And that's what I did. I took my talents outside and I was able to get a text message that looked like this. So sometimes you just got to go outside and try to figure out a way. Also, I already had in my mind that if I couldn't score at box price, I was going to pay the resale. I'm not standing on no line where you stand on the line for an hour, 2 hours, whatever. You get to that shit. It's your turn to see if they got your size. They don't got your size. Or you stand on the line where it's 50 people and only 14 get the sneaker and they come out the store and say the shit is sold out. I'm not doing all that. It's not that serious. I'd rather just pay the extras and get it out the way. But you already know views from outside, Racer Pink Air Tech Challenge, archive pink shorts from last year, archive t-shirt. Y'all, I'm going to let y'all see the back of this t-shirt, right? How many of y'all used to watch the squiggly line TV when you was young? If you know, you know. I ain't even put this t-shirt out yet, but it'll be on the website soon. And if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, you already know, noideasoriginal.com. Leave your email. Do not leave it up to the algorithm to dictate what you know what's going on with me and the site. June 21st, though, we outside Washington Square Park, 2 to 7 p.m., first weekend of summer, hosted by Cloudy Donuts. Shout out to Cloudy Donuts. If you're in the Brooklyn area, pull up. If you in Baltimore, pull up to their Baltimore location. If you in Soho, pull up to their Soho location. Come outside, see what's going on with the donuts. They got crazy shit, bro. Like, I'm going to leave some footage from when I was in there tasting a few things at the end of this video. And oh yeah, shout out to the dark side. I hope the people on the dark side was able to score some of them 9.5s. The dark side knew that information last week. That information about all three of them sneakers dropping at the same time was on my Patreon last week. Paid members only though. I see it's a lot of y'all joining just free without the subscription. I mean, you'll find out when you find out in that free section, but them other tiers, they be knowing what they be knowing when they be knowing it before they supposed to know it. But yo, it's 90 degrees. We ain't got no rain. We supposed to get some rain tomorrow, but yo, we make excuses to buy anything, right? So when it start getting hot, it's an excuse. to whip out some new shit or buy some new shit. When it start raining, depending on how you play your Get Fly, you want to get some fly Gore-Tex shit to put on in the rain. When it gets super cold, you want a good coat to buy when it get cold. So for me, I just call it impulsive weather. Yo, we all have made impulsive purchases based off the weather, based off what's going on outside, based on any and everything. It's just like, oh shit, it's 80 degrees tomorrow. Oh yeah. I'm going to cop this. Some shit that been on your mind. Knowing damn well it's about to be 80 degrees and 90 degrees for mad more other days, but that shit is different when you taste that weather from when it was cold for so long or it was bad weather for so long. Like, I'm gonna give y'all an example, right? Springtime, 1996. I remember coming up the block on my lunch break. The block flooded. It's like one of the first hot days and shit. We used to be able to leave school for lunch. So I walk up my building. I pass my building. Everybody posted up on the corner. So I'm just talking. And then niggas was like, yo, we going to Harlem. We going to the state building. Biggie, Raekwon, and them is performing. What? Yo, it was over. I ain't go back to school. You shitting me? I wasn't missing that. That was crazy. That was monumental. Y'all see a lot of pictures from that day floating around when Biggie had on the Air Max 96 and shit. Yeah, I was out there. 125th Street, right on 7th Avenue, State Building. They was performing right there, yo. Raekwon did Incarcerated Scarfaces. Biggie and them did Get Money. That shit was monumental. I wasn't the only one that cut school. Well, I mean, amongst the people that I was with, they was older. They was getting money. They was outside. It wasn't no school in their curriculum. But when I got out there, I seen other kids that I went to school. They was out there. So it was definitely some live steppers out there, but that's what the nice weather do to you. Like you just like, I remember times waking up and being like, oh, nah, it's about to be that nice out. And don't let some shit be going on. A cookout, a party, a block party. What? I might got 10 or 15 pair dead stock in the house, but nah, I don't want to wear that 10 or 15 pair. I want to wear some shit that just hit the planet today. Some shit that just got released in the past 2-3 days. So that impulsive shit is definitely the weather for it. So the reason why I'm saying this, June 21st, you may want to make an impulsive purchase. Or if you don't, definitely pop a tag. That's the theme. I didn't want to go with a vintage theme this time, even though we talk about a lot of throwback shit and shit like that. Popping the tag is pretty much a vintage thing. We've been doing that forever. That's just a part of that shit is pretty much historic with when it comes to anything. Like, we find reasons to get fresh and buy some new fresh shit and put some new fresh shit on. So it's like, yo, pop a tag. Whether you buy sneakers, whether you buy a t-shirt, whether you just buy a hat and you mix it in with some other shit you got. Yo, I mean, who don't want to be clean on the first day of summer? On any day, springtime. But when you hot and you know it's going to be a viral moment, you want to look the part. Like, I'll never forget in 96, the first time I heard Can't Knock the Hustle, when I heard Hove say, put away the leathers and put ice on the gold. Like, that was a thing. Outside, in the mix of being in the mix, hustling and shit like that, it was certain shit. It don't even have to be hustling, but I'm just speaking from my life perspective, how it went for me. You know it was getting hot. All that money you stacked all winter, you going to buy a chain. You're going to buy a motorcycle. You're going to buy a dirt bike. Or you're going to get a new car. Yeah, I definitely did that. Like, wintertime, I got a car before, but I also remember, like, the first week of May, I had got the 350Z, the first one. I had a black one. That shit came in. I had ordered it maybe like a month before that April. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck shit up this summer. Like, that's the thought pattern. And that was impulsive because I'm gonna tell y'all how that went. I was riding a pedal bike, brand new dyno. Like how niggas is riding the big wheel joints, 29 or 26 frame. I had a 26 dyno frame GT number plate. I used to trap off the bike. I ain't like to drive my car around like that. That's a whole nother story for the dark side. Anyway, I'm on the bike. I ride past the Nissan dealer and I see the Z there. Only other people at the time I seen with the Z was Jimmy and Jewels. Jewels had silver first, but he crashed it. Jimmy had black. Jewels had white. There was a white one there. Yo, I put the bike on the side of the wall at the dealership. Walk in. I know they looking at me crazy. I ain't give a fuck. I'm like, yo, I want to test drive the car. So they're like, for real? I'm like, yeah, I want to test drive the car. Test drove the shit. And I'm like, yo, could you give me a black one? No, I wanted Brickyard. That was the purple color. Nah, them shits is back ordered. We got a black one, a touring edition. We could get it to you within like 7-8 days, some shit like that. I said, bet. He's like, yo, you got to leave a deposit. Left a deposit. Mind you, I ain't have no license, none of that. Yeah, we going to get into that on the dark side. That's a whole nother thing. We just talk about impulsive purchases. Another impulsive purchase that happened was 2001. Now, mind you, me and my right hand man born, we never been on planes like with our parents and shit like that. First time we took a flight was Memorial Weekend, 2001, Miami. Our mans was home from college, a bunch of other kids. They like, yo, we going to Miami for a Memorial Day. So we like, what, nigga, we got paper. We went to the travel agent. He like, yo, that's crazy. We about to jump on a plane for our first time. Got the hotel. This is before all of that, uh, jumping online and doing everything yourself. Well, you could. People was doing it, man. We went straight to the travel agent, had her do everything. The plane, the flight, the hotel, all that shit. Yo, we pop tags twice a day for 5 days straight, from the sneaker up, everything brand new. Not, yo, we really didn't bring anything out there that we wore before, all the way down to our underclothes, all of that shit. That shit was a movie. Lowe's Hotel, Cash Money was on fire at that time. Bling bling, all that shit. They throwing money in the lobby. Nobody don't want to leave. The police mace the lobby of the Lowe's. That's the first time I seen the True Blue threes. Fab had them shits on. They wasn't out yet. They wasn't coming out for another 2-3 months. Yeah, I was looking at his feet like, oh my God. I know I told that story before. I know for sure one place that got a lot of my impulsive purchases, and that's Packers on Teaneck Road. Yo, Mike Packer was genius for getting a lot of them JD Sports exclusive Air Max 95 and then taxing us for them when we got there. And I don't know if he knew so many of his customers was trapping from the area. We didn't give a fuck about the price. Like, you know, Air Max was in between $160, $180, some shit. Yo, he's charging us $250, $270, but it's a lot of shit that's not here or coming out here. So it didn't matter. It didn't matter to have them into the front on everybody else that's outside getting money. It was like motivation when you knew you was on that list for him to call you. He would call and be like, yo, I just got some sick Air Max 95s. You want a pair? Yo, what color? Come through. Come see him. Yeah, put my pair to the side. I'm on my way. 9 times out of 10 was copping them. Or, yo, if we talking '09, all at the same time, Chili Red, I had 2 pair of them. I had the fresh waters. Then I had the orange joints. So the reason I told y'all before, I fuck with the gradients heavy. But the reason why the orange shits, I mean, I got stories about a lot of shits, but the story with them orange shits goes to fast forward, right? 2011, I get to the halfway house. The halfway house is a step that you take before you get home, coming home from prison and shit, right? So when you leave the prison, you go to an assessment center, right?
And that's where you meet with the psych. You get evaluated to see if you need to go to like a super strict halfway house or a workhouse. A workhouse means like you will have a blackout period to go outside of 7 days. I didn't go straight to a workhouse. I went to have treatment, have workhouse, but I didn't really need no real treatment. Like they had me do like a job placement program where you had to learn certain shit to go on interviews. Make a long story short, I was outside in 14 days, right? But I remember the day, it was October 31st, 2011, right? I'm down prison, me and my man chopping it up and shit. He come down my wing and he like, yo, you gotta pack up. So I'm like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, nah, no bullshit. They just called the emergency shipment to the halfway house. You on the list. So then the CO come down and was like, yeah, pack up. So I already knew I was leaving soon. So I said to my man, it's like, yo, I don't got no money on the phone. Just call my peoples. Like, this is my brother on the streets. You feel what I'm saying? He calls my peoples. I'm like, yo, tell him to send the package overnight. I was going to a spot in Trenton. So boom, I had called already last week and I'm like, yo, listen, black polo sweatsuit, charcoal gray nines. The nines came out September 2010. I want to say 6 days before I was going in. So I never